Well, here we are. Last Sunday in April. As the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun, and seems to go so slow when you're not. Though time happens 1 minute at a time either way, it's our attitude in each moment that determines whether or not our life adds up to a good time on earth. So if it seems to you like April has gone by in a twinkling of an eye, you can feel pretty good because you must have been having the time of your life. The well-known and best-selling author Harvey Mackey wrote, "Time is free, but it's precious. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back." It's up to each of us to decide how we are going to use our time on earth, the rest of our time on earth, this moment of our time on earth. We can choose to use it, to discover more and more of the power within us, that spiritual nature that drives us and created us and lives as us, and then spend our time allowing that spiritual awareness to fill our mind and inspire our thoughts so that we create an earth life that we enjoy living each day. Or we can waste this gift of time, and in no time at all, it will seem as if time has passed us by. So here's another saying we get to contemplate this day. No matter what today's date is or how many days that any of us have spent on earth wondering what life is all about, or not wondering at all what life is about, today is the first day of the rest of your life. It's never too late for us to live the life we came here to live. We could say this is day one. Where there is breath, there is life. And where there is life, there are unlimited possibilities for expressing it. If we're alive in this moment, and if you need to blow on a mirror to see, we're filled with unlimited possibilities right now. Now, these past few Sundays in April, we have been focusing on trusting the unseen. Trusting in God, trusting in Spirit, trusting in the universe, and trusting in that Holy One that lives within us as the greater part of who we are, and always, always desires our happiness. If we were to consciously live in partnership with the holiness inside of us, it would express on the outside of us, as us, and there would be nothing that we could not be or know or see or do or experience while we're here. If that partnership sounds impossible in this world, where we appear separate from everything and everyone else and separate from whatever that inner life might be. If a partnership with our divine self while we're living as a human self seems more like a dream than reality, if a partnership with our divinity right now seems so separate from our humanity that we just feel like we can't get there from here, then we're missing out on the very presence of joy and love and peace that's within us right now, that is ready to express through us and change the world. Minute by minute. It takes deliberate intention to live from the inside out and to respond to life in a way that feels good to us. When all around us, the world is calling to us to react to it, to judge those within it, and to fight against what we don't like about it. So we want to ask ourselves, are we ready this day to make our deliberate intention, minute to minute, to live from the inside out? We only have this minute to commit to until this minute becomes the next minute and the next minute. It takes spiritual determination to choose to feel good in those moments when feeling bad would be so much easier. But if we focus in opposition to the life we want to live, we can't experience that life steadily unfolding through us while we live it. So are we ready this day to make it a spiritual determination to feel as good as we can, minute by minute? We can prove it to ourselves that the better we feel in the moments of our life, the better our moments get. Until finally the joy within us sings through us full time. Thoreau famously said, most men, and women too, lead lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave with the song still in them. It is never too late to let our song out. To sing, I gotta be me. What else can I be? The dream in my heart makes me what I am. We all came into this world with an unseen dream within us that we wanted to share. And apparently it's a musical. But we can only live that dream by trusting our inner guidance to direct us in all our ways, rather than asking others what we should do or if we're doing it right, or explaining why we're doing what we're doing. Now, Reverend Kim asked last Sunday, what would you do now if you believed you could not fail? When we own our dream as if God gave it to us and the power of the universe is backing up that gift. When we have no other desire but to live it here and now, this day. And when we feel worthy, to live the truth within us as if it's the only truth about us. When we leave this earth life, we'll have no regrets that we left our song unsung. Courage to be all that we can be in this physical environment comes from the unseen forces of life that live in us, that give us life, that cause us to be at all. The vibration of the God of our creation, the energy of spirit, the laws of the universe are all right where we are. Now, have you ever noticed that when people talk about God, they usually look up? Thank God. As if God was somewhere else, up there, rather than right here. I mean, even those who believe in a personal, individual interaction with the universe often look up when they say things like, the universe is testing me, from way up there. Such a concept of up makes God seem above the clouds and far away, and the universe a place outside of us that is doing things to us rather than within us and doing things through us. But up and down are concepts when it comes to the unseen vibrations within us and all around us. Even in this physical world, there is no real, actual up. We're living on a round planet. If up were a real thing, then if we were to jump at the same time that someone around the world jumped, that one would be jumping down. I mean, think about it. We're living on a round planet that is flying through infinite space in an expanding universe with nothing above, beneath us and our world, our planet, to hold us in place, but the unseen laws of the universe. Every moment, we are trusting that that's true. Now, why am I mentioning this? You're probably wondering, if you're still paying attention. It's because there's no up. In the expanding universe in which we live, there's only out. Only out. Out, out, out. So often when we talk about raising our vibration, we think it requires an effort on our part to get to somewhere else. Up. If an up vibration was really up, then every time we were happy or in love, we would actually be walking on air. We're immersed in an infinite, endless, spiritual, vibrational universe that is everywhere all at once. And it's full of vibrational currents, like the ocean is full of currents of seawater. And the seawater and those currents within the seawater, they move differently. Sometimes fast and sometimes slow, and they feel different. Sometimes cold and sometimes warm, but they are still part of the ocean. And so we could say that in this world, we're cared for like fish in the ocean. And even though we may not allow ourselves to receive universal care from within us, we're never a fish out of water. Because it's impossible for us to be immersed in the loving currents of an infinite universe, and then somehow be outside of it as well. There is no outside to infinity. It is impossible for us not to be immersed in it right now. We don't have to go anywhere. In the book of Psalms we read, "Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. And if I make my bed in Sheol, the place of the dead, behold, you are there also." Which brings us to the title of today's talk, Double Up. Now, most of the time when we hear the phrase double up, we don't really think of up. We think of in. We think of contracting our physical body, pain or the fear of harm that can cause us to double up physically and to contract physically. But pain and fear can cause us to contract mentally, to close ourselves off vibrationally to the warm currents of love that are everywhere, above, beneath, all round and through. And so we're unable to receive the good we've asked for or we've prayed for. The good that's always vibrationally present right where we are. So there's another way to look at the concept of double up that's not about contraction. In fact, it's contraction's opposite. We can look at it as expansion. We double up by opening up. When some good thought comes into our awareness, or a good feeling moves through us and we give it the time of day, we stay with it and focus on it and allow ourselves to reach into it and be with it. We double up on the potential of it expanding our life experience. Staying with a good thought or a good feeling causes us to unfold our resistance to good, to open to something better that is ready to express in that moment. We double up on a positive vibration, and then we're open to receiving our good. We're just right there. We're just right there, open to it, not resisting it, allowing it. And so we allow our prayers to show up in our physical experience because there's nothing within us that's arguing with the arrival. When our life causes us to ask for something, we may say words or think thoughts, but the language of the universe is vibrational. And so the universe is responding to the vibration of our asking, and there is not one of us that asks for anything that isn't beautiful and holy and good. And because the universe is filled with the givingness of God's love, our asking vibration is responded to instantly with a yes. But we don't always trust that what we've asked for is on its way, or that our prayers have been answered, because the answer is vibrational. We can't see it yet. It's spiritual. It's purely energetic. But it's still present because the greater part of us is spiritual and vibrational and purely energetic. And most of the time, for most of us, we're focused on the solid forms of the world. Whether they look like problems or something good, we're still not tuned in to within. We're not paying attention to the vibrational reality that has occurred on our behalf just because we asked for it. We're unaware of the synergy that is taking place all around us as the law of attraction gathers everything necessary for the fulfillment of our desire, whatever we're asking for. In this physical environment, it seems to take time for things to appear to us, and so the holy vibration of yes may seem to take a while to get to us in our physical life. And often during the gap between the time we have a desire or when what we want appears not to be present yet, like a healing of our body or a repair in a relationship or an antidote to a financial challenge, we think we have to ask again and again and again, unaware that what we've asked for is already present right where we are vibrationally. It's there. It's there. It's there. We just need to become aware. But so often we stay focused on the situation that caused us to ask for what we want in the first place. And it's our attention to the absence of what we want, the apparent physical absence of what we want, and our focus on what's not there yet that keeps us from experiencing anything different. It gets us more of the same because we're still contracted. And all this good is around us. All this yes, yes, yes is around us. All this love is around us. And we're looking at the problem and resisting the answer. We're unable to feel the good that's already in vibrational proximity to our physical expression. If what we've got is less than what we want, then we need to tune into the vibration of answered prayer. It's always, always there. We need to fearlessly unfold, loosen up Just let go and allow so that we become aware of the improved version that's vibrationally present right where we are. And paradoxically, on its way. There's a process to which our thoughts become things. And that's where trust comes in. Trust allows us to relax, to open up and wait for that yes, to be right where we can feel it and taste it and touch it and smell it and experience it physically. There's a vibrational intimacy between the presence of whatever we've asked for within ourselves and its presence in our physical life. When we tune into that spiritual intimacy and feel how good it feels as a desire in our mind comes to life in our physical world, while we're waiting, while we're feeling so good, we double up on our prayer by looking for the appearance of good everywhere. How we feel is our indicator of the gap or no gap between our desire and when it is able to appear in our physical life. The most important thing that we can do as our earth life unfolds is to trust that unfoldment, to tend to the current of our vibration by opening to our good as if it's right there for us to open to, because it is. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Act as though it were, and it shall be." When a desire, no matter how crazy it may seem, feels good when it comes to mind, we know we're aligned with our dream and our song. And all that's left for us is to have the courage to sing it like nobody's business. Namaste. Alrighty. Well, this is the time of our service when we get to say thank you. Thank you for being here. We know it isn't always easy to get here, but thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming back when you go on vacation. Just thank you for joining in a message of love that inspires us to let it out and live it and share it with each other. And in order for us to continue our message in this way, it requires financial support, minute by minute. And if you're wondering how you can do it this minute, then our treasurer, Dr. Jamie, is here to tell you.
Ooh, I feel good. Like I knew that I would now. That's my song. I'm sticking with it. Okay, if you'd like to donate to the Life Enrichment Center, there's several ways online. You can go to facebook.com/Life Enrichment Center and hit the donate button. You can go to our website, lecflint.com, and again, click the donate button. You can donate via PayPal, and our mailing address for that is lec2512@gmail.com, or you can send a check to our P.O. Box. P.O. Box, it's Life Enrichment Center, P.O. Box 321294, Flint, Michigan 48532. All right. And if you're in the sanctuary today, we'll be doing a gratitude offertory, and our gratitude receiver will come up and do the collection. And while we listen to Marcia Allen and Nick Calandro and Pat Cronley singing Blessed. Thank you.